Hey everyone, and welcome to hi everyone. I'm welcome to the Fifers. I'm Rocky. That's Gilly, Walter, Joe, and Thumper. And Walter's going to begin.
Okay, so everybody's been up in arms. Everybody knows that we're military. We're all Navy on a ship. Recent developments within the DoD, like we talked about a couple episodes back with Pete Hegseth, what we thought, and then General Milley, him being a traitor. So I wanted to share, if anybody hasn't seen this yet, that first off for General Milley was he got his security detail revoked, right? And his security clearance,
Yeah, it's clearance, yeah.
which for somebody in that position speaks highly after what? First day after Pete Hegseth was confirmed. So if you want to talk about draining the military swamp from the Pentagon, here's the start, right at the head of the snake. And then a day after, just one day after this, right? Because we all talk about accountability, military, always accountable, head accountable. You got, hold on, one day afterwards, now you have the Pentagon investigates him. Mark Milley conducts after undermining the chain of command of previous admin. Everybody knows in the chain of command, right? As soon as you undermine it, everything falls apart. This dude is a chairman joint chief of staff up there with the top of the military making these decisions. The reason they're actually going to investigate him was right here in a pair of secret phone calls, October 20th and January 8th. General Mark Milley, Chairman Joint Chief of Staff, assured his Chinese counterpart, General Li Zhaocheng of the PLA, that the U.S. would not strike according to his own book, completely against all of the core tenets that we have. And I think, Gilly, you have it pulled up for the Army.
Yep. Let me share that. Right there. Number one is loyalty,
That's it. You shit can that one right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
duty,
That was it.
respect, selfless service, honor,
Wait,
integrity.
wait, wait. Read selfless service. What's that first line?
Put the welfare of the nation, the army, and your subordinates before your own. Selflessness service is larger than just one person. Serving your country, you are doing your duty loyally without thought of recognition or gain. The basic building block of selflessness is service, is the commitment of each team member to go a little further, endure a little longer, and look a little closer to see how he or she can add to the effort.
He could spin that so that he did that stuff. That I mean,
He
He could
could
try.
to a certain degree, but then people would start calling him on his fucking bullshit.
yeah, he didn't do it right.
The
So
stupid policies
let's
and
go. Let's go further down and honor. Okay, I'll give him honor,
Got honor,
integrity, how to
integrity.
do your job, right? Integrity. So here's where he really fucked up. The
Well,
first
yeah,
one and this one.
Do
integrity
what's
is all
right,
about doing
legally
stuff when
moral.
nobody's looking.
Yeah. So loyalty, he fucked that up, and he fucked up the integrity because doing the not calling your boss when you're yeah, it's pretty bad.
I'm sure there's a plethora of other incidents and things that we don't know about that guy did,
Good point. That's a very good point.
because I guarantee you they all have their skeletons in their closet. And if the Pentagon is a highly secure place, it's going to have cameras and probably speakers everywhere.
Well, remember for the Navy, the Fat Leonard scandal,
Yep.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was really big.
And
Because,
they're not going to investigate for no reason.
Yeah, we talked about Fat Leonard in episode 4, I think, and that was just enormous. And still, I don't think it's over completely to this day. There's probably still one or two dudes that have not been sentenced or admonished. But yeah, that's a great example. And you know, if you read up on Fat Leonard, like the CO, the XO, and then the XO of the last ship I was on, who fleeted up to be the CO, was one of the biggest dirtbags in the Fat Leonard thing. He was the guy that drank all the Dom Perignon, and married dude with 2 little kids had like 25 hookers or something at the same time. And yeah, it's just bad. It was another tail hook. If you guys remember any far back to tail hook, the whole aviation controversy, which I saw a guy's license plate just yesterday, taking my grandkid to school. He had a tail hood license plate bracket. Yeah, that stuff is bad stuff. When it comes up, it's bad, man. So yeah, and here's Millie doing it on his own.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there's going to be more heads that roll that probably freaking deserve it. After the crap that I saw when I finally retired in 2021, the stupid shit I was seeing the years before. And I know that Walter, you were until 23, right?
I was until 23. So I was going through Lloyd Austin's White Rage, DEI training.
Yeah.
General Milley had that same fucking thing. Why I want to understand white rage. And it's like, you're a fucking white dude that's a general that kills people like the army. That's what, we do as the military. And you're like, oh, it's the white rage. Oh, diversity. And we actually
Lloyd was a DEI. So there you go.
Well, it was, like I said, it was a Chiefs meeting where we all had to do training on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Like, dude, we were already been diverse. Like, what is that? 24 years when we all joined, back in the late 90s? Like,
it's already diverse back then. We had everybody from different walks of life, even in boot camp, like Gilly talks about. Yep. I mean, everybody came from different walks of life. There's diversity in that.
Yeah.
The issue is that don't let the diversity become so personal that you don't help the whole organization and team to survive. That's the problem. They put themselves above everything else instead of what the mission is. And the mission may entail, hey, taking care of personal problems, taking care of this, taking care of that. You know what I'm saying? And they don't do that shit. They focus on one stupid fucking thing. Sorry, I cuss. I can't help it. Oh, Mr. Krabs has a freaking sailor mouth sometimes.
Never heard that before.
Sailor talk.
But that general. I mean, how did that guy sleep well at night? And it's almost like pillow talk without having the female there or something like that. It's just like
I bet you he slept great with his pillow stuffed full of cash.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know about that.
I'd rest my head on a lot of cash and be happy too, I guess.
Well, I hope there's a book because I need to read more about this guy. I'm not qualified to
I mean, he is a fucking boomer, so he's hiding his cash in his mattress, like they do back in the day.
Interesting.
Sock drawer, all that.
Yeah, wherever you can shove it in the kitchen and coffee tins and everywhere else. I knew that shit. My grandma used to do that same shit.
I mean, if you're in bed with the Chinese and everything else, you're making money.
That is well said because he was close. That I'm learning for you guys. I mean, this show is enlightening. All the bulbs are coming on. I love talking to you guys because you guys, we have a little bit of an agenda we figure out before the show comes on, and I'm learning from the most brilliant dudes that I know. And as we go, I don't even know how I'm adding to the show, but I hope I do get a chance to add something to it as we go along here. That's great. I love being on the show.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you. He's including you in that too. Yeah.
I just got sea stories from
I ain't fucking Fred. I'm just a redneck from Missouri.
When Gilly says, "Oh, Joe, you're the oldest guy here, so remember back when?" And so you lead off with a story from 1975 or 1875 or 1775.
I mean,
you know what's crazy though? Jumping on this whole DI thing, I'm from Iowa. I had never seen a Filipino person until I joined the Navy.
We talked about that 3 episodes ago. Yeah.
And so like this whole DEI thing and everything, it all wraps into one. And now you got this general talking to China and the old administration doing what they were doing. It was all to just weaken us, and weaken the country. And so now people are starting to be held accountable. And he is the first one that I've seen that is being held to a T of what they said they were going to do. And I think what you're going to see even though the Pentagon, okay, so let me kind of throw this out there. Even though the Pentagon is investigating him, there's going to be people in the Pentagon being investigated by the Pentagon. Okay, so there's going to be departments that are going to be charged to do this, because you can't tell me that the Pentagon, which has thousands of employees, military and civilian, that they're all on board with everything, right? And they haven't done this and they haven't done that. So I think he's just the stepping stone to kind of test the waters to see how things go, which it's a big stepping stone. Let's be honest. He's up there. You know, you don't have, you know, the three letters of GEN in front of your name and be a little fish in the pond. So I think he's to test the waters, and I think some big heads are going to roll, and they should, as they should, down the line here, because you know China's had their hands in our business for 4 years, and it's not just China. I can guarantee you, there's probably some Russian shit in there. You know, it's so I think this is just a stepping stone and a test the waters kind of thing, and let's see how the American public handles it before we really go on and take care of things. And I think you're going to see some big fucking names thrown out there.
Yeah, I mean, look at already the promises kept, you know, from the campaign trail with Trump. Yep. In the first week, you're already seeing that just
huge.
Swamp. Like he's just cutting through all of them, and it's like I told you it was going to happen. And now you have us, you know, the people of the country, citizens actually backing it. Like, look, a fucking politician actually is doing what he said he was going to do, instead of empty promises to get voted for.
And that's the thing, is like when you look at his first 4 years, yeah, he kept a lot of his promises, but he didn't do as much as he said he was going to, because he was going to go for a second term, and he knew that if he upset it, let's be honest, the 2020 election, bullshit. We know that. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
And so he wasn't hitting the hammer, you know, and now the hammer's being hit, and people are like, holy shit, what is going on?
I really think that he's playing chess with these guys, and they've been playing checkers.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
I think he's got a lot of moves, and hopefully I think a lot of the stuff he's doing right now is stuff that I would do.
Well,
I would probably be a little bit more extreme or a little bit more meaner about it, but hopefully he keeps doing it, because there's some people, they need to go. They need to go.
My thing is, you know, the first 4 years. Okay, so when he got elected, he didn't know what he was getting into, right?
Oh no, he didn't.
He had no clue. He knew what we knew. So now you got him coming in, and he knows everything. He knows all the secrets, because you know, once you're a president, and you're not a president anymore, but you're a former president, you still get security briefs, right? Those security briefs come on a regular basis.
You know,
so he knows.
You know who knows more than all this stuff combined and how it works is Kash Patel. So when the shit hits the fan here, as we go into his selection,
they were grilling
him on him yesterday, and that dude, they are all scared shitless of this dude, because we're not coming in there for. He's not going to come in there for vengeance, but he's more than capable, because he's been through the ringer in different directions, and there's people hate him, people are scared of him, and
they were trying to make him out to be a white supremacist.
Are you kidding?
From India.
It's like, are you kidding me? The dude was called names and threatened, like his whole family. He had to move.
Yeah,
like you can't. So one side of the aisle was sitting there saying you have all these ties to all these white supremacists, and it's like, come on, guys, like, you know, this is bullshit. You know, this is 100% bullshit.
Were they trying to make a comedy skit like Dave Chappelle did with the KKK?
Yes, I swear to God, they might as well have him sitting on the front porch with blind. You know what I mean?
Dave Chappelle is the greatest comedian in history, by the way, but other than Dice Clay.
So. But Joe, they did it to you with Larry Elder. Remember when Larry Elder was going for the recall of Newsom? They're like, oh, he's a white supremacist. You're like, dude, he's solid black, and you're calling him a white supremacist.
I saw
You could probably
Larry
throw.
Elder
You could
commercial
probably
yesterday. He
throw.
was selling insurance or something. Poor
You
guy.
could probably throw $50 down every time they want to go against somebody and win every time. You know, I'm going to throw $50 down saying they're going to use racism. 100%. You'll win every time.
It's such an old cliche now. It's like, dude, you say everyone's that if they disagree with you. You need to come with something better
Yeah.
than that. If you
Yeah.
can't come with what's morally right or wrong, and you got to use politics to get your way, you've already lost me. And I hope a
Yep.
lot of Americans and people around the world see this crap. So they're like, look, I'm not buying this bullshit no more. Stop fucking lying.
I think they are. I think they're waking up. You know, Trump's coming into to this with an open mind, going, I know what I saw 4 years ago. I don't have to worry about reelection. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to get it taken care of and get it set up for the next person. That's what they're doing. The
Yeah.
next president.
And
The
And
other
like,
thing is he dropped the whole us against them thing from
yeah,
2016.
he's trying
Yeah.
to work with the other side of the aisle.
Unify
Yep.
the citizens of America, and he's laying back a little bit. But some of these, you know, I mean, I'm not a dummy, but some of these guys he's picked out to lead some of his cabinet, you know, when you do some research on it, it's just brilliant. I mean, people disagree with that, but my opinion is, particularly this guy Patel is I hope he goes right through, because, you know, I mean, how would he not? If he doesn't, then it's racism. You know, if he does, it's qualifications, and I think he's going to go through probably easier than RFK Jr. I mean, you know, it's exciting. It's an exciting.
Yeah, RFK is a whole different.
that's a whole segment by itself.
Man, you
Have
get
to
me
do-
started on that, and I'll talk forever, because I don't know. Do you guys watch the Sean Ryan show?
Yes, I've watched a couple of them.
Did you watch the one with God, what's his name? I just watched it. Huh?
Mel Gibson?
No. It was one of the most recent ones. Hang on. It was let me look it up, because
Yep.
it follows the lines of health care, like your health, right?
Oh.
The RFK. So it is crazy. 100% totally recommend watching it. His name is Gary Brecka. Okay. It's episode God, what episode is that? I think it's, hang on.
Billy, can you link that into the live right now with what he's putting on the show?
163, episode 163. I can link it in, or send it to
You
you.
put it in the comments. You can put it in the description in the comments below.
Actually,
Yeah,
Gilly, I'm just
below.
gonna send it to you, okay? And have you link it in real quick. But so this guy is dead on with RFK Jr. Okay, and I don't care what you say. Any government
In what direction?
So help cleaning up our food, getting rid of these preservatives, cutting out these other countries that are sending stuff to us to keep us sick. Okay, us as veterans, I don't know about you guys. I'm rated 100% disability through the VA. Okay, I've had 7 traumatic brain injuries. I've been blown up 7 times by IEDs. I've got neck, back, and shoulder issues.
How many anthrax shots did you have? 10, probably.
What's anthrax shots?
Anthrax.
Oh, God. They kept losing how many I got. So
yeah, anything they
I
tell you
probably
to do,
have
you
about
just say,
10 or
okay,
11
I
of
need
them.
to take a shot to go out in the field. Let's go. Fuck this.
I've had smallpox.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's just crazy, and the amount of inflammation in my body.
Yeah.
And Gary Brecka, he wants to get everybody clean and eating clean. And I mean, my wife and I are right now as of today, we're looking at getting our own wheat mill and actually milling our own wheat. So that way, anything that's enriched or fortified as far as flour goes has folic acid in it. Folic acid is horrible for your body. Okay. We've been growing up being told eat folic acid because it's good for you. 44%, I believe, don't quote me on that, but I think he said 44% of the population can't even process folic acid. Okay, it's not a natural occurring process. And I've started to do some work, and I'm going to kind of update you guys on my journey, because my wife and we just ordered a hydrogenated, I think that's how you say it, hydrogenated water bottle.
Yeah,
Okay, so
hydrogen water. So it is
it puts
hydrogen water.
hydrogen water, exactly.
Instead of
So
the
I'm gonna
scam, you guys are doing it right. In other words, the scam or $5 for a bottle of water that claims to be, have this and that, and that you increase your digestion of water. You're guys doing it
alkalinity
right.
versus acidity, pH, and all that.
Yeah.
So with my medical background, I could get into that, and I'm not going to. But your body has a homeostasis, alkalinity versus acidity. Don't even worry about that. So I'm going to try the hydrogenated water, and I'll kind of update you guys on how I feel with that. But we're gonna be doing some other stuff here. We're gonna start cleaning our food here at our house, and I'll kind of like let you guys know how things go, because with everything in my body, my anxiety, my depression, my anxiety, depression. I mean, I have the trifecta: PTSD, neck, back, and shoulder problems, migraines, you name it. I'll kind of update you guys as we go and let you know.
I can only imagine how well you sleep every night. It's just fucking nightmare after nightmare after
less than I sleep honestly less than 4 hours a night.
Yeah,
and it's broken. So I might get 30 minutes here. I might get 10 minutes there. I might get 40 minutes.
That's military service right there.
And it's even worse when I get text messages all night. But
oh, sorry. My bad.
I had to throw that in there. It's fine. It's fine.
I was going to say, like, yeah, we kept you last night. Welcome to the Thunderdome.
No Tinkerbell shit here. No
courtesy of YouTube.
But, I know we're getting far away from the general that we were started off with, but with this episode that should be linked. Did you get it linked yet? If it is,
I ain't got it linked yet.
You haven't got it yet?
I'm fat.
Oh, shit. Hang on. Let me look.
How'd you send it? Through Messenger or
drop it? Well, I mean, you don't have to worry that stuff.
There you
text
go.
Message?
So, yeah, I just sent it to you to a text message. So with this, like, clean eating and stuff, they're giving him so many problems during his testifying. It's ridiculous to me that they would sit there and not want somebody in charge that knows what the hell they're talking about.
They're just fucking with him specifically about getting shots, getting anti whatever shots. You're feeling about this, you're feeling about that. So they keep going back and around to him about
the reason
immunizations.
Because Joe, the reason is because they're getting paid by the pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
They're getting paid by those guys. So this dude, this politician, Bernie Sanders is one of them. I saw the clip on Twitter today. He's getting paid $1.5 million for this shit. And he's going to throw every American under the bus for that money that he's not going to take when he fucking dies someday.
Fucking turd. I hate that guy.
And to go
I guarantee
your point, hold on. What you were saying about the folic acid, they've also brought up the point that the companies that make these chemicals are the ones that are lobbying to keep it in the.
Yep. And just so you know, folic acid, okay, not anywhere naturally occurring, correct? Okay, it's a man-made thing. Okay, so what's crazy to me is if you look it up, any business that sells anything that requires folic acid by law now, because it is a law, they cannot sell it without it. And if they do sell it without it, it is the entity that's purchasing its responsibility to make sure it has the proper amount of additives in it for health reasons. So if you're a restaurant and you buy a flour that doesn't have folic acid in it, it is your lawful responsibility to put it in it before you serve it to any patron, which is crazy to me.
Did you guys see the video of that woman that was on Twitter? Or it was TikTok, but I saw it on Twitter. She was talking about how the Girl Scout cookies have a bunch of heavy metals in them.
Yep.
Like,
it's true. I mean, you can't get away from heavy metals anymore.
Yeah, one of the girls that I was working with, she's like, that shit ain't true. I said, look it up real quick. And she did, and she's like, holy crap. It was like out of 89 or 90% of all the things tested. So you got 100 cookies, 90% of them had all the heavy metals, and the other 10% didn't have as much. That's terrible, dude.
Can I jump on my medical bandwagon?
Yeah, go
for a
for it.
minute with my training? Okay. Nobody knows me on this show that much or anything. As far as what I've done after the military, I was a paramedic for 6 years, was a medical examiner for 6 years, investigator. I investigated deaths, right? So I worked during the pandemic. Okay. I never took a COVID shot at all. And I would not let my family take one. I wouldn't even let my mom, who has 7 different autoimmune diseases, take a COVID shot. Okay. Reason being is I did my research. Okay. Being a medical professional, that's my job to make sure my patients are safe. And what I did was I did some searching. Guess what? The vaccinations that they call was actually picked up from the vaccination that they started in 2008. Okay. Now, 2008, the COVID vaccination came from a vaccination they started in 2008. Okay. The reason why it stopped in 2008 and they didn't proceed with it was because of a thing called pathological priming. Okay. If you look up pathological priming, COVID vaccine, it will pop up with these researches that they did. And they found that once you injected your body with this, your body would have almost an anaphylactic response to COVID once you got it. People were dying in 2008 from this vaccine, so they stopped all production of it. Fast forward to COVID, they picked it back up and they finished. Okay. Now, fast forward to COVID, I'm working as a paramedic and a medical examiner investigator going to deaths. I go into these nursing homes and assisted livings and stuff for natural deaths. I show up, I get the medical background from family and staff, and I say, have they had any illnesses recently? No, they've been healthy. They were up walking 2 days ago, doing their laundry and cooking and everything else, going to the store. Okay, so what happened between then and now? Okay, that's my job to figure out, right? So then they say, oh, well, a day and a half ago, they got their booster. Oh, what booster? The COVID booster. Gotcha. I have to mark it down as a natural death. Now, Iowa, which is a great state, does not require you to mark that as a COVID death. Okay? They don't make you do that. Other states were because of money. Okay, they get money for every COVID
Yeah,
death.
we knew they were cooking the books and
As soon as I saw,
but
as soon as,
Iowa would not allow it.
But riddle
Okay.
me this. But riddle me this. Through the whole COVID thing, I was watching the planetary statistics, the deaths in all reported on all countries, and it was kind of universal. Where unfortunately, I'll say the USA had the most. USA with the best medical program apparently available to people had the most deaths per capita, and other people were cooking the books in the opposite direction. But you knew the shot was bad. You prevented everybody in the family from getting that shot. I got every shot the VA told me to get. VA would send me a text. Here's the booster. Yes or no, confirm your appointment, blah, 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 blah. Here, come and get the shot. Same thing with anthrax. I got 7 or 8 anthrax shots. I mean, it never really, I don't think it harms me. And I never really knew if I ever got COVID. So, but I got to say that the people that died of COVID that have the videos, the video evidence that they were, here today, gone tomorrow. Don Wells from Gilligan's Island. I mean, a lot of people were here today, gone tomorrow, and then had a big reaction. They had a big reaction to something over a couple of days, which reduced the amount of ability for them to bring in the oxygen. That wasn't the shot itself, and fucking died. So there had to be. I do think COVID-19 was a real thing. I mean, I do think it was real.
It's the ooze. Remember, it's the ooze because Facebook took this last one down.
No,
I'm not
Facebook
gonna
did. YouTube took it down. YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. That's right.
I'm not going to say.
We'll
So
see it Facebook.
here's the thing: COVID is a real thing. Okay, it's an illness.
Yeah.
Now, people that were dying of comorbidities. Comorbidities is something that you are already sick with something, right? High blood pressure.
Yeah,
right?
I agree. But this exasperated
right?
it. And the motherfuckers, like you saw a lot of dudes in there with their there are fat African American dudes or chicks that had, or whoever, minorities that had all kinds of bad fucking eating habits their whole lives, and cholesterol problems, and nearly dying of heart attacks. And they get in there where their respiratory systems are already in 90% collapse just by going through the day, sitting on the front porch or whatever. And
Right. So basically,
and then they get this
you have
little thing and they can't breathe. So they die, you know.
You have a 99% chance of surviving COVID if you have no major comorbidities. Okay. With the comorbidities, you have a worse chance of surviving. Okay. Now, the real way to survive COVID, if you get major illnesses, right? Like if you have major illnesses and you're going to die from COVID, right? Okay. The only way to survive that is to be put on ECMO. Okay. People don't realize this. They knew the key to it. Okay. The vaccine, they never advertised the vaccine to stop the spread. It was always to slow the spread because they knew they couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, ECMO, what it does is it takes the work off of your heart and your lungs, right? It takes the blood out of your body, it oxygenates it, and it pumps it back through your body, which it takes over the job of your heart and your lungs, which are the two major organs that fail when you have COVID.
Thumper, does that someone could get a stroke from it?
You can get it. Well, are you talking about a stroke from COVID or a stroke from ECMO?
Hey, like my dad got a stroke, right? He got a stroke, and I had to make the decision because he got a stroke, and 11 days later he had another one. So I had and I had to make the decision because no one else in the family could.
Rocky, I'm sorry to hear that. You didn't. I didn't know that.
So
it could cause a stroke. Yeah, the shot, actually, the shot can cause a stroke, and so can COVID, depending on the comorbidities, depending on what he had previously.
What I told my dad was like, Dad, if you can't breathe, use your CPAP.
Which actually is
what you did, Rocky, right?
Because that's what I did. I ended up
getting to push the atmospheric air,
so I could get air in my body, right?
Yeah.
Because
so you have alveoli in your lungs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, alveoli is what allows the cross of oxygen from your lung to your blood. Okay, so the CPAP opens those up and it allows that to happen. Okay, so if you're having problems, you're 100% right. Use your CPAP.
I was looking because I got out of the Navy and I saw all these people dying from being on the big air machine things. It made them blow up like the dude from Big Trouble in Little China.
And ECMO would have been the number one way to stop people from dying of COVID.
I never heard
of COVID. So ECMO it's invasive. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a pretty invasive procedure because you're basically stopping the heart and you're stopping the lung. Okay, and you run the blood out of the body through a machine which oxygenates it, and then the machine pumps it back into the body, creating a blood pressure. Okay, and it feeds everything. And
COVID. Hey, sorry, I wanted to say something because my wife was in the ICU yesterday with open chest, and she watched that happen. It's her first time learning about the echo. She was telling me about it. I was like, so it's like dialysis, and she's like, well, no, it's actually putting oxygen in the body. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's funny that you're talking about it. We just talked about it yesterday.
Yeah, that's the number one way to have people survive. Now, the problem with it is, and the reason why you had so many deaths during this is because they didn't want to do that procedure. It was too invasive. ECMO machines were too expensive. They didn't want to spend the money on it.
Yeah, you probably need trillions and trillions of dollars to save countries. And the second and third world countries, how the fuck are they going to do it? You know, if we couldn't do it. I mean, you have to pick up. It's almost like a nuclear warfare Armageddon thing where you pick out certain people that are going to maintain the progress of the world and give that procedure. You know.
So RFK. Getting, and believe it or not, he ties back into this because he doesn't believe in the vaccine, which I don't believe in either, because I did a shit ton of research on it, and that could be a whole nother episode. I mean, I could talk for hours on that. You know, with my job as a paramedic was to make sure my patients were safe. Okay, and I was doing correctly for my patients. So he doesn't believe in that vaccine. I don't believe in that vaccine. Now, does that mean I don't believe in every vaccine? No. That's not true. I believe in certain vaccines,
Polio.
and so does he. So when
Polio.
it comes to RFK, he wants people to eat healthy. He wants them to eat clean, because here's the thing: if you're not eating clean and healthy, you're not going to be healthy. Period. Okay. And like he said, everything starts with the gut. Okay. If your gut isn't healthy, which 90% of veterans probably have a form of GERD or acid reflux or uh, sleep apnea.
So let's go back to
Okay.
elementary school for all you guys. In elementary school, what was your favorite day of the week at elementary school when your mom had to pay $1.25 for school lunch? What was the favorite day?
Pizza.
When you go down the chow line in fucking elementary school, pizza day, right?
Yes.
Pizza, baby.
Yes, pizza.
And
And
that's
when we're underway, the favorite day on the fight was well, we had a lot of favorite days. We had Taco Tuesday, we had Slider Wednesday, we had
Just not steak and lobster.
that's right. No, I think this
Steak
ship,
and lobster was this
I
kind of
think-
day.
was it
Yeah.
the fight? I was actually on the Princeton, and apparently on the Princeton, the supply officer had his guys buy steak and lobster because you're going on deployment. You got to buy steak and lobster. So instead of buying like a dozen pallets, they bought a gross of pallets. So they wind up with 144 pallets of steak and lobster, and you wind up eating steak and lobster like almost every day for like 4 months, which was not bad, man. I'm telling you,
That's almost a mind fuck.
that was good stuff, man. That was good stuff. Chiefs mess, wardroom, cruise mess, steak and lobster, 3 or 4 days a week for 4 months. Yeah, no complaints for morale there. But it was like, holy fuck, how
but
much
the
more
problem with the steaks.
how much more king crab can I eat? You know?
Our fucking best cooks did not know how to cook a fucking steak.
Not
They
at
did
all.
not.
Not at
What
all.
about
It was like
farts?
leather.
Or the crab legs or the fucking lobster. They didn't know how to cook them.
What are
Yeah.
what are crab leg and lobster farts like in a birthing compartment? That's what I'm saying. I bet they were awesome. I mean,
It's
they
pretty
were
rough,
non-existent, or they were
especially
fabulous.
since everybody's drinking energy drinks and drinking
Oh, you
workout
fucking
shakes.
guys, man. I mean,
Oh.
back in my day, let me do it back in my day. That shit didn't exist, man. Yet, I will say we had these Mountain Dew addicts. The guys would not get underway from the ship without literally bringing a couple cases of their own personal Mountain Dew with them to the ship, right? On board in case you ran out. They were like, that's how they went.
The worst was the protein shake.
Operations. What do engineers eat, Gilly, for snacks? Because if you're in combat, you're in the CIC combat information center. The OSs live off of Skittles. They eat Skittles.
It depends on the
Skittles.
person.
The whole time
I
they're
love-
doing their job.
You couldn't have
beef
Skittles
jerky,
in the engineering space;
beer-
they'd melt.
Yeah,
Beer jerky.
there you go. Or fall into
You know.
fucking
trail mix. I mean, it depends on the person down the engineering. Me, it was always deer jerky or beef jerky. Plain simple.
beef jerky and your water bottles, right? Because you had to, because it was hot. Yeah, I guess
Well, water bottles
Cigarettes
too,
and water.
beef
Well,
jerky.
but also
So-
at that time we didn't have energy drinks, right? On board.
Nah.
So the whole time
Took
you're,
Rip Fuel. We took Rip Fuel, coffee, and Mountain Dew.
and then you guys
Dude.
were doing top watch or bottom watch, eating just keeping connection with your deer jerky and moose jerky. And
Rip
Yeah,
Fuel
that's
kept
awesome,
me
man.
alive in Iraq.
yeah, that's awesome.
Rip
And-
Fuel and green bean coffee. So they have what's called the MOAC, the mother of all coffees, like after the Moab, the mother of all bombs, the 2000 bomb.
Yeah.
So they have the MOAC, and I would drink one of those before going out on the mission, before like we were gonna like take down like a village or something, and I'd be good for like 3 days. I'd come home like to my hooch, and I'd be like, oh my god, I can't sleep. Like,
Well, how did you hydrate
bars
and
like
piss
a
that out? I
gorilla.
mean, how did you revolve after the caffeine hit you? How did you get the piss, the water in and the piss out while you're in the vehicle? I mean, you guys didn't wear fucking whatever the pilots wear. Right?
No, so like depending on where you're at in the vehicle. So like if you're on a Humvee and you're on an 8 mile or 80, 8 hour drive,
Yeah.
to a village, depending on where you're at. So like if you're the gunner, like if you're up in the top of the turret, okay, you can't take your eyes off. So you get typically, I mean, my guys, they would hold whoever's in the back seat holds a bottle for you,
Yeah.
and you piss in the bottle.
Oh my
for
God, that's great. I thought you just said you
Yeah.
stand up taller
Oh.
and fucking piss over the side.
Oh no, you become close.
That's awesome. So the guy, so you're in the turret, and the guy in the back
Below you, getting
put a
next to
piss
you.
bottle under your dick and let you piss into it.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
pretty close. That's
Yep.
yeah, I would say.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
get close to people. You get real close to people sometimes, depending on the mission.
I agree.
I mean,
this is
don't
why
get me wrong.
this is why we
There's-
go back to the whole DEI. Look, I can't diversify here, but we talked about last episode. We talked about this McCollfrey chick who was the first female to qualify in the F-18 as a pilot and wind up a couple months later dead for mistakes that she made. Right. So that was the last episode we did. So that she crashed her F-14 and died. But if you think about it, we go back to the whole people bitching about the politics and the men and women and unequal pay and all this stuff. So literally 51% of Americans are women and 49% are males. So every job should have that proportion. So 51% of fighter pilots should be, or firefighters for that matter, or medical examiners or engineers on ships should be females, and so on and so on and so on.
Yeah, and they're not
astronauts, whatever. And I just want those folks to just shut the fuck up, because it ain't. We're trying to slowly work our way towards that diversity, but you can't genetically step up to that. There's no shot you can give a girl to make her get physically qualified to do a particular job. You know, I mean, look, you know. We look at. I've walked around a lot of ships when I was working in as a ship soup, and my day would be haunted with the days that I was on active duty as a PFA fitness coordinator, right? PFA fitness coordinator, looking at these females, and it's the same way in LA with these fires, with these obese. I mean, I cannot measure them and say they're obese. But I'm saying these folks are not physically fit enough to carry a 200-pound man out of a building, and they're just going to say, if you're in a building and you expect me to show up and carry you out of that, it's your fault, because you shouldn't be there. And it's very disheartening how that Palisades fire went down, and the management of the California Fire Department described their ways to excuse themselves from responsibility for any of that stuff. But even on the ships, if you're underway and you look around the male and female force on the ship, if you're on the fire squad, you just have to say, man, I just need to cover for this girl when the shit goes down, because there's no, I mean, Gilly, I don't even know how you can describe that. When you just look around the ship and you know that you've assumed a bunch of extra responsibility because there are women on the ship, and you know that a particular person can't physically do a job for you, like fighting fires, being quick through the spaces, being competent through the spaces. You can be smart, but your smartness cannot overcome your physical detriments to be able to get a job done. And that kind of, towards the end of my career, bothered me somewhat, but I just trusted and believed that, and also hoped that we didn't have a fucking big fire, and it worked out, you know. But I mean, I always knew there was some jeopardy in
I
this
think there was
DEI shit, you know.
I think there was, like, on our ship, there was maybe two women I think we could count on. Maybe.
I was
In
mentoring
engineering?
those chicks. I was
Well-
the PFA coordinator, and they were like, "Hey,
If
I know you can't do what I can do, and I'm a fighter to the death. If you have a fire, I'm going to go in there as an old guy. You know, I'll be in my 40s, but I know I do not want you next to me, because
I can tell you when I was a private security contractor, private a PMC. So the program I was in versus
where are all the ladies in that? Let's hear it. Where are all the ladies?
that's the thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the program I was in versus the program that was running alongside of us, they were doing their mission was completely different. Um, out at the range, the driving, the assault, the repelling as far as like an assault on you and you
Hey,
stopping
look,
them.
as a contractor,
No.
was there any DEI crap, or you all said, "Fuck this, we
No,
need to do our
there,
job"? Yeah, exactly.
there was
Thank you.
there was no
Thank
DEI because what we were
Yeah.
doing was
Thank
the
you.
mission was too sensitive, I would say. There was females in the contracting world doing like base protection, right? So like they were up in a tower or like a
and,
perimeter of
do,
a
and
base.
doing what in the tower? Who knows? You know, I mean, whatever.
Who knows?
That's,
Now I will
flirting
say,
with the guys, I guess.
there
Yeah.
was some women that they took that super serious. They were dead on. I would actually prefer them to be on my team because they were like legit, right?
They were
And
squared, they were squared away, weren't they?
yeah, yeah, and I mean you're gonna have that small percentage, right?
Yes, I agree.
And
That's
and,
fine.
and I get it. Like I get it. And when it comes to military or even PMC, we need the most capable people. Period. Doesn't
So
matter.
I went to the Senior Enlisted Academy in Rhode Island when I was senior chief. So trying to make master chief, whatever. And we had a couple females with us. The irony was, so we had a class of like 60 EAT and E9s. And the irony was they sent 3 of the females home, all senior chiefs, because they could not do one Navy regulation push-up.
What?
They could not do them. The halfway up, down, so they fired them. They just can't. They said, go home. So I appreciate that program at the Senior Enlisted Academy for holding their values right, where a guy like me running a PFA program had to like go to bed at night thinking he probably did the wrong thing by passing a person on the physical test because they cheated or they sucked, can't do a push-up. So anyways, those guys got sent home and they were in tears, which says a lot about their military bearing if they're crying as they fly home from failing from a particular incident. What would they do? Their people died. But we had this one gal who was a senior chief, who was a lead communication specialist, setup radio man person for SEAL teams. And she was absolutely amazing. And physically, maybe not so much, but she did get through the PFA. And she told me one thing, man. She would always say this. She said, easy day. Everything you had a really big challenge in front of you, she would always just say, oh, easy day, man. Easy day. Let's go. And I never forget that because she was pretty inspiring. So she got through the whole program, and I don't know what happened to her after that. I didn't keep track of that, but all the respect to her. So she was the person that would go and prep the communications gear for the guys on the SEAL team that were going to get inserted. And then back in the fields behind them, I mean, you can't have a SEAL female at that point. Back behind them, do all the comms checks and all this sort of stuff to make sure those guys could get through. So she got as far as she could get towards the fields, as far as female could go. And I loved her. She was great. Easy day. She would always, no matter how hard it got, she would always say, she'd be fucking dying, sweating, and she would say, easy day, let's go. It's pretty cool. She was neat.
What's crazy is, so I was in the September 14th attack at Camp Leatherneck, Camp Bastion. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it.
What year was that?
2012.
Okay.
And so I was a PMC at the time. We had just come back from a mission, and the base was attacked, and we were the lead actually on the.
Is this the skull fracture like attack where all the kids got fucked up by the concussion and got brain injuries and stuff? Or I'm sorry.
No, this one. So Camp Leatherneck, Camp Bastion was it was a Marine held base.
Oh, you guys were in this shit.
Yeah,
okay,
it was.
I'm sorry.
So It was a held base by the Marines. 90% of the Marine Corps, or I mean, I don't know if it was 90%, but large part of the Marine Corps was stationed at Camp Hellman, okay, Camp Ashton, and the joint base between the Americans and the British. One of the princes, the British princes, was there, flying a helicopter, attack helicopter.
Yeah.
Okay. So we were there, and they were handing it over to the Army, the U.S. Army. The Marines were, and we had just come back off of a mission. We were the only ones on the air side with a weapon, right? That had ammunition, because all the Air Force, Army, the Marines, the British Army, they all, when they went over to the air side, they checked their weapons into their facilities before they worked on the aircraft and the airfield. And the attack happened. There was 21 Taliban, which were trained in Pakistan, and then they eventually found video of their training after the fact. But they attacked the base. They were all wearing suicide vests. The first one wrapped himself around a pipe stanchion for the aviation fuel, the avgas, and detonated
How did they get
himself.
that far in? How were they already inside the
So-
gates?
They got through the fence. The Tongans, so there was Tongans from Tonga, the military. They were on the towers.
Well, there you go. That says it all. There you go.
They weren't paying attention.
Right.
So these guys got through the fence, and they had 3 kill teams, right? 3
They
kill
weren't paying
teams
attention.
of 7. Got through the fence. They blew up all the fuel for the aviation. They blew up. They hit the Harriers, the U.S. Harriers, with RPGs, and then ended up killing the CO and a 21-year-old U.S. Marine Corps sergeant, the commanding officer and the sergeant of the Harrier group during the firefight.
Things were going pretty good for them.
They didn't have guns. Those two didn't have guns. Nobody on the air side had guns, but my team. And so my team fought these guys for 4.5 hours and killed them. I mean, we got down to throwing grenades at each other. I got pictures of grenade spoons and fingers laying everywhere. I mean, it's crazy shit. Like, after the fact that, because the British were running us ammo. They were running us ammo out in they're called Jekylls. They're like a armored vehicle, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're V-bottomed, but they have no top.
Yeah, but
right?
not quite a American item. So yeah,
Not at all. So the passenger in the front has a machine gun mounted, and then there's a guy in the back that has a machine gun mounted up top, and they have a V-bottom and they're open, so it's like a Jeep almost, but it's long. And they were running us out ammo. And what's crazy is there was females in those, and they were
really,
yeah.
Wow.
And they were running us out ammo, and they were shooting rounds out the side as they were coming to us to drop us off boxes of ammo. And then they were shooting rounds as they were going out. And those women, I will tell you, DEI or not, they were legit. And I found out later on that they were British MPs, and they were like down to fight. Like, they wanted to get in the fight, and we couldn't let them because they were the barriers that were secured, to keep those insurgents contained on the fight. They were outside typically, and what they were doing was they were only allowed to run in and out. And
those girls were probably more fit in comparison to their male counterparts,
100%,
than American and male and female.
100%, and they don't have DEI.
Absolutely.
Because and where I was getting with this was, after the attack, I went to visit them and thank them for bringing us ammo, because they saved our ass. And right before, so it was weird. The British had a ceremony to give us coins for saving them. And before that, I went to go thank them. When I went in, it was all these women sitting in there, and on the walls, there's all these pictures of chicks with they're topless, tits hanging out and everything. and they didn't think nothing of it. It was like nothing. If that would have been American, oh my God, it would have been the end of the world, right? Because
Yeah.
there's naked women or they're exposing their breasts in pictures and everything. We have to be sensitive to women. The
Yeah.
British women, they were like,
we
yeah,
were watching when we were in Italy and everywhere else that has tits on regular cable television.
on TV. Yeah. And then you got America who's afraid to show a tit, and these women are like bosses. They're out there fucking firing rounds to save my ass or to help me, and I'm like, fuck yeah. And like this is how it should be.
Yeah, but we fucked up big time because they had pictures of guys and girls fucking doggy style with the on top of dead bodies of Iraqi soldiers back in whatever prison that was,
Abu
I mean,
Ghraib,
those guys were not,
Abu
that
Ghraib
shit was out.
because we need to get back to what we were talking about.
We fucked
Let's get
ourselves
back
right
to
back to the
Bill.
Neanderthal ages with that bullshit. The whole dead body thing in Iraq, corpses.
Fuck Iraq. Moving on, Joe. Let's go. Moving on.
Sorry. All right.
Fucking A. Let's go.
But
All right.
what you're saying, what you're talking about, Brett, Thumper, all of it's interconnected. Like we've said on this show before, that everything that we talk about, whether it's talking about a conspiracy or another thing, it's all interconnected. And what you're seeing, when you're seeing RFK Jr. and Kash Patel and Tulsi Gabbard and all those people, all of it's interconnected because it's like one group is trying to just make it harder for us to have what's right in our country. And if we
absolutely 100%
keep it, the rest of the world will follow suit. They will have to, because they're going to be like, well, fuck, the American dollar went back up again. We're going to have to follow suit.
They followed suit over 4 years ago.
I know. And then for 4 years,
we didn't have Middle Eastern wars. We didn't have any of this shit.
I know.
And then we became weak.
Now we have to, in the time Ukraine war started, they killed what? 250,000 men, and then you have girls dancing on the fucking graves of those dead guys. Those girls should be fucking sent to fucking war to go fucking.
The FIFER'S.
Yep.
The FIFER'S go back. This group of us. So we're covering all this history for like probably 40 years worth. We're back to the Beirut bombing of the Marine barracks when I was on active duty. When I was stationed on the ship, and the fucking battleships that we talked about in episode 7 were being recommissioned to bomb the fuck out of Beirut in retaliation for the guys backing up a giant truck bomb into the Marine barracks and killing 281, 283, whatever the number is. And we have, the folks here right now have lived through all this history.
Oh, you guys remember boot camp back in the late 90s when battle stations actually had the Beirut bombing training, when you had to carry the litters and shit?
Yep. And you had to run from place to place to place to place to place. And now they have the Disney Marlin Spike, which is owned by Disney, and they stay in one spot.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Battle station was fucking sweet, man.
Yep. Now that thing is owned by Disney. And I mean, cool that they have the screaming dummies and all that. Like, I get it, reality, like, bring it back. But put these motherfuckers through some stress. Like, push them. That's the thing, is like, my wife and I have a 17-year-old that is she joined the Marines. She's in the late entry program.
Congratulations.
She leaves in March for boot camp. And I told her,
gut wrenching, but promising.
No, I told her,
I wish you well. God bless you.
I told her, I said, you better be ready, because it's not going to be easy now. Now that we have a real leader, and they're doing this, it's going to make your life hell. You better be ready. It's not like it was.
God bless you. God bless you. Keep her from.
Hopefully get back 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Hopefully.
I want her, and I told her, I said, I'll be happy if you get your ass beat, because it'll make you tougher. It'll make you understand what you did and what you're doing. Like, there is a consequence, and we all knew this joining, maybe or maybe not. I mean, I don't know why you guys joined the military. I joined because I was pissed off at my job at Sam's Club. I was literally driving around. I was pissed off because I got into an argument with one of my managers. And I pulled over to light a cigarette and calm down before I went home. And I literally stopped in front of a fucking recruiting office. And when I looked up, it was all the recruiting offices, and the Navy recruiter was walking inside with his coffee. Now, this is early in the morning because I work nights. I got off early in the morning.
Best fucking story ever. Best story.
I walked in and I followed that Navy recruiter into his office and I said, I'm joining the Navy. And he goes, and here's the thing is I didn't understand until I became a recruiter for the Navy or the Army. I didn't understand why he said this.
Devil. You're the devil, Thumper. You're a fucking recruiter. I'm done.
I love you, man. I love you. I love you.
I walked into his office and I said, I'm joining the Navy. And he goes, no, you're not. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, you're not joining. He goes, go ahead and leave my office. And I go, no, I'm joining today. Like, I'm joining. And he goes, no, you're not. He goes, 99% of people that walk into my office that say they're joining cannot join. They're running from something. They did something that makes them ineligible. Now, keep in mind, this is in 98. Okay. I joined in November of 98.
Back in the day.
When we didn't have as many waivers and everything else that we have now, right? The Navy is way more selective than they were back in 98. Okay. If I joined the Navy now or tried to, I wouldn't be allowed to. I have too many problems in my past. They wouldn't even allow me, and I wouldn't score high enough on my ASVAB. I can tell you that right now.
Hey, I was told by one of my buddies that they were allowing people with a 10 on their ASVAB.
Back then, same with the Army.
No, even last year, bro.
Hey,
last
Gilly,
year.
What?
Gilly, what was your ASVAB score?
Fucking don't remember that far back.
You
remember.
bum. You don't want to say
You
shit.
remember. So it sucked
When I
that
was
bad
recruiting-
you don't want to tell us, fucker.
I think it was like a 40,
You don't want to-
39,
you don't want to-
40 or something like that. Fuck. I mean, I don't remember.
When I
Well,
was
fucking
recruiting,
closer, mate.
20?
so here's the thing. When I was recruiting, the minimum requirement for the Navy at the time, regardless of what the book says, right? The minimum requirement was 55. Okay?
55. All right.
55 on the
Okay.
ASVAB. Now, the
92.
minimum requirement it's like 32
Yeah, it was 30.
by instruction, right? So if you open the book and go, okay, yeah, it says you have to have a
You
30.
fucking rocks. Come on. Man.
So here's the thing. I wouldn't even be able to join the Navy at that point, right?
Right.
So
Without a waiver.
So I'm looking at things like different, right? Because I'm like, fuck, I'm lucky I got to join the Navy. You know, I'm lucky I got to be in the Army, which to me,
Which
when
was,
I was
which was first? Which was first? Army, then Navy, right?
no, it was Navy, then Army, then Navy.
Fuck, man. Don't take anybody. Come on, man. You guys,
I know, right?
they Army took you because you had such an awesome Navy record. So
Well, what's funny is,
you
so
know it's
I
gonna be
joined the
good.
Army. I crossed to the Army. I did a conditional release. It's called a
Leadership,
conditional release.
immediate leadership in the Army because you were in the Navy. So that's great.
I was an
We're talking
E5.
about General Milley, yeah, leadership of the Army.
Go Navy. Beat Army.
I was an E5, okay? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try a different branch. So I did a conditional release. I had the Navy release me as long as the Army would accept me. So I did that. I didn't have to go through any
I'm
programs or
sorry.
anything.
Were you doing the helicopter thing, the warrant officer helicopter thing?
Nope.
No, just go crossing over. Yeah.
Nope. So
That
I
was so
crossed
sexy,
as an
man. That was really cool.
I crossed as an E5. They kept me as an E5, and they threw me into recruiting right away. And I had no clue about the Army at all.
Wow.
I had no idea.
Wow.
I couldn't talk to a recruit about the Army.
You have the
for
most
shit,
you have the most fucked up Forrest Gump fucking career, man.
right?
I mean, it's all like, you know, hurricanes and shrimp companies and fucking. That is incredible, man.
But you
Your
know
whole
what?
life
I
is good.
never missed a mission because I was on it. I told all my recruits, I said,
Holy
look,
shit.
I can't tell you much about the Army. I said, I'm from the Navy. Look at my chest. See all these ribbons? These are from the Navy. I don't know anything about the Army. And they were like, fair enough. Okay. And so what's crazy is while I was recruiting, every once in a while, like rare, right? I would get an email in the morning. I'd come into my office, I'd open up the door, I'd start a pot of coffee, and I'd log on to my computer with my cat card, and next thing I know, I got an email saying, "Hey, we're allowing Cat 4s in." Cat 4.
What is
You know
that?
what a Cat 4 is? Anybody that has a 2 on their ASVAB to a 31.
And a murder charge, or no?
So they say
no, capital.
we'll
That's
allow
amazing.
15 Cat 4s in
Anybody.
until it's full. So you have 15 people nationwide that are joining the Army that have anywhere from a 2 to a 31 on your ASVAB.
What
could
did
put
you
you
send
in-
them? What jobs could you guys send them to, though? I mean, they're going to go to
Infantry.
tanks.
Bullet sponge. They're
infantry,
going to be
right
bullet
off.
sponges. Come on now.
Not a tank. A tank requires you to be. Never mind. I'm not going to offend some of the watchers.
No, I don't know. My buddy from high school joined the Army and went to Germany, went to boot camp, went to Germany, and then got busted for selling or transporting like 10 kilos of marijuana, and then got kicked out and then discharged. So he came home. But I love the dude. He's a great dude. I never talked about the bad stuff with him, but that was really hot at the time in the 80s to be a drug dealer, marijuana dealer in Germany. So he that's all he knew, you know. But he was a smart dude. He's a smart dude.
I put those guys in as an infantry, okay, because that's all they qualified for, basically, by instruction. Not because I had something against other people. It was instruction. That's what they qualified for. So, when it came to like the Navy, though, when I switched over to the Navy and I became a recruiter after I came back from Iraq, I was like, holy shit, I can't put anybody in under a 55? Like, what the hell? It's because the Navy was like, hey, our ships are getting smarter. We're downsizing because, okay, so the USS Fife, okay, we averaged, and I know this for a fact because I did the potable water, we averaged between 340 and 365 personnel on board. Right? Okay. So a DDG that has the new RO system and everything else, the plasma screens, the videos, and all of that.
Yeah.
They cut a third out of that. So they were a third less as far as a crew goes. So they were being more selective with who they were bringing in.
But
on the top side, because I was on 2 DDGs and we ran about 300 to 320 max.
Because we didn't have
that was between the Fort Sherman and the Baltic.
Because we did not have an air wing on the DDGs. Because Lebeau did not have an air wing. When I got to Lebeau, which was DDG 58, I was like, where the fuck's the air wing? Ain't no fucking helo fucking attachment. I was like, what the fuck?
And see, after I left the Fife, I went to Desron 22, which is on the East Coast. And then I was FFG Class Run 14, which is down in Mayport. So I did inspections on ships, right? So I had the fucking cake job. Like, I would show up on a Friday, I would walk their spaces, I'd go, oh, these are all your hits. Go ahead and get these fixed before I come back tomorrow. And then I would leave, I would go drink, I would go eat, and come back the next day and go, oh, no, I'll be back Sundays. You show me that these are fixed. And then, sea trials and all that stuff. I would do all that. So, like, it was kind of crazy, though, watching some of these other ships, because I like the FFGs didn't have females on them because they were so small. They couldn't put females on them.
They couldn't fuck with that whole changeover, yeah.
No, but being a PMC, I had no females in what I did, but females were in other private areas of the contracting world. So I've kind of seen it all the way around, and DEI needs to go away, because I've seen in other contracts, not mine because I didn't have any, they were fucking shit up crazy amounts.
I totally hear you. I totally hear you, because it would be, it just, like I said, the light bulb goes on here. Be so much more difficult to have anybody female working for a contractor. Like, for instance, I had to go out after I got out and then wind up being an Aegis like correspondent or whatever under the TS program, we went out to some the battle group and literally filmed the action with the missile systems and the air defense guys doing their jobs for them, and in the middle of CIC on a DDG. So it's kind of wild, but you could never imagine the ability to have a percentage of people to be qualified to do that job. So that's fucking contractors just said, fuck it. We're just going to send 3 guys out here. I mean, there was no question about that. There was no question about who's going to do this job. I had this tiny fucking bunk back in the GI jungle. I had the worst rack in the whole GI jungle. And here I am, a retired fucking 30-year CW4 Navy guy and contractor banging my head against the light bulb over my head. But there was no way that you could have, it was still macho. It's not macho. It's just practical.
Practical. Cash Patel, like Cash Patel and all like RFK Jr. and all these guys that are Trump's picks for his cabinet have all been on the Sean Ryan show, and they lay it all out, and it's amazing the way they talk about it, and they say, hey, look, this is what is going on, and this is why we need to change it. And I'm a big follower of. Do you guys know who Sean Ryan is?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Former Navy SEAL, worked for the CIA.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude is
smart,
legit.
Fucking smart guys are fucking smart guys, and we might think we're smart, and we're smart enough to know that those guys are way beyond our. Yeah.
They just did different. They had different jobs in the military. What we did.
It's the fact that they know people that certain people don't know. Like,
yes.
I can tell you, I was in Afghanistan the same time Superbad was there. I don't know if you know who she is. Superbad is her CIA name, her call sign. Her name is Sarah.
But can you disclose this?
What's that?
Can you disclose this?
Yeah, absolutely. She talks about when she was over there on his show. I mean, it's fine. Okay. I was over there when she was there.
Sorry, Gilly. Sure. Just check.
Yeah, she's a CIA analyst.
Don't want to get the passion beyond the.
Sorry, former CIA analyst.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Former. You got to put
guys.
the former in there. Allegedly.
No. She's not alleged. She admits she is a former CIA targeter. Okay, that's her job.
That's the joke. That's the joke.
Yeah. She was an actual targeter. I was over there at the same time as her. I was getting some of the stuff that she was putting out because she was the big one on Benghazi. She was the one that's chasing all those guys that attacked Benghazi. So when it comes to that,
careful.
Why? She talked about it on the show. I'm not giving anything away.
No, I'm worried about me, I guess, because this show is wild.
I love
Gilly. Your shit is wild, man. Your creation is fucking taking off.
It's just my creation. Me and Lil Tech talked about this one night, late.
I love it. I love it. But I'm
like,
61 out of prison. That's all I'm saying. You're the fucking
I say that Sarah is super bad. Superbad is one of the most dangerous women on the face of this earth. I totally support her. I 100% am behind her. I believe everything she has put out there. And I will tell you, when it comes to DEI and it comes to everything, I guarantee you she has the same views. She's like, she only wants the most competent people in place to keep us safe. It's all about the country, and I'm the same way. Like, I live in Iowa. Okay. Iowa is a constitutional carry, open or concealed. Do whatever.
How many fucking nuclear launch facility things do you have there in Iowa? There's got to be a bunch of them. I mean, they're not all in Nebraska and North Carolina and all this other
most of them, to be honest with you, most of them are in the Dakotas. It's fine.
Do you have one?
We have a plant.
That's right.
but you're leaving out one state there, right in the Midwest.
That shit is fucking. That is amazing that the Air Force hopefully does one job right, and that is, launch that shit when it's time to launch that shit.
I'm American through and through. She 100% believes in everything that we believe in, and that's the thing is like the DEI is it counteracts everything, right? So it's not who's down for the country, it's who's down for themselves, right?
Yes,
it's
exactly.
I want to be a part of it, even though I have no clue.
Yes.
So
yes.
That's going away. We're gonna have the right people, the right jobs, the right time, and the right place at the right all the time. And that's where
your own fucking webcast, man. You could fucking have a trillion followers. Dude, I'm so proud to be here on this show with you today.
Well, maybe we can bring them here.
I immediately submit to being heavily eclipsed by your presence here. So
now, Thumper,
I'm just happy to be here today.
Did you ever, after you left the fight,
Gil, you ain't for half an hour, man.
In lieu of your fucking daddy Boswell.
Gil, you ain't Gil, you ain't said a word for fucking 45
minutes. I haven't seen Boswell in forever.
Let your ass talk, Joe.
Well, I just try to seal shit, man. I'm trying to seal shit.
Boswell's hands are like this. I haven't seen that anywhere. That would be like that'd be like a Bigfoot sighting here in Iowa.
He's an Iowegian pig farmer. It's what he is.
I'm just a little baby trying to steal some fucking airtime, man.
we know. We've already talked about it. Everybody
I'm the elder.
Who's to start paying for their airtime? Go ahead and start paying up money now. At least get
all you motherfuckers that are not 61 years old can go fuck yourselves. Because you know what? I'm paying attention. Other than this guy, man, the new guys like, hey, you know what?
Fuck you,
I'm just,
boomer.
like I said, so happy to be here. But you know, you guys threw me under the bus in episode 9. You fuckers, you knew I was drunk, and you said, "Hey, Joe, first question goes to you." And I'm like, fuck you. Especially it's your fault, Gilly. It's you, man. You fuckers.
And you still veered off the actual question.
Fuckers. I just love this shit.
We were talking about RFK. We want to get back to that, or what?
Yes,
no, we started with.
Where do we start with other than this guy's autobiography for this new guy that was all over the planet cutting people's brains out of their heads? Come on,
of what a fucking real person that wants to make America health again looks like versus what we had.
Yeah, RFK. He wants to get back to the basics, man, and that's what this country needs.
This is what the fuck you want ahead of making your bullshit.
Come on, man, you
versus fucking.
Come on,
versus this right here, people. Versus this. Let me bring it up here.
Hey, fag boy! I knew you liked his fucking crotch and his fucking chest.
Hey, listen here, boomer.
Shut up. Here.
Shut the fuck up.
Look here, man. But look
versus this. Versus
this
right here.
Shit they want to talk about here.
There you go. That's what you like.
Oh, that's freak.
Instead of a fake ass Arabo who thinks he's a woman, right there. Come on, now, people.
I'll tell you this thing. I'll throw this in here. I keep trying to not take over the show, but I'm going to say this. 20 years ago, there was some video of the Iraqis taking over their own land, and they were marching guys from towns. I will never forget this video of guys in chains being marched to the Euphrates River, line after line after line, and they would walk up to the edge of the Euphrates and be shot in the side of the head and thrown into the river, dying. And the next guy would come up here. They would just pop him in the side of the head and throw him in the river. And that image was just so horrific to me. And it will stick me to the day of how fucked up war can be. And then you get this fucking crazy, like, dude in a women's outfit. And then who's that other fucking freak? That fucking bald-headed freak with the lipstick. Who the fuck is that?
I can't remember.
Dude, dudes, I've never been to church for 20 years. And I almost want to walk into a church and say, fuck, I want to start crying because I'm so happy right now. It's just so fucked up. I mean, I don't want everybody to comply. I want everybody to do their own thing and be happy, but just lay low and enjoy what you say you want to do. But you don't have to be an admiral or a vice president or whatever shoved in my face on CNN. That is absolute freaking whatever.
My thing,
you know?
my thing on this is, you know, I don't care if you're gay, bi, straight, whatever. You don't put it in other people's faces. You don't
Right.
push your
Yeah.
agenda,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
so when it comes to our health, it should have nothing to do with it, right?
Well,
Thank you, babe.
yeah, I mean, you're right. Because what they showed is this is what happens when you have a fucking mentally ill motherfucker in a position of fucking power.
Right.
They create
You know,
motherfucking.
and that's the thing is like what eclipses our health is what they are, right? So our health for the nation needs to be taken care of by somebody that actually fucking cares.
Yes.
And
Health.
they don't
Of the
want
health.
the
The
attention.
health, not their agenda.
Rachel Levine or whatever the fuck that
Ah!
thing's name
DEI makes me so fucking mad.
is wanting attention. Okay, it's that thing or he or she does not care about our nation's health. You know, and so like this pizza that I'm eating right now that my wife just brought me is homemade. Like everything is homemade in this. We're not fucking around. We're getting away from all this processed shit. You know? Do you want to
processed
say hi?
bags?
Here you go.
Lesbians,
here's my wife.
Processed pole smokers.
Everybody.
Processed fucking.
Hello.
I love you, babe. We all love her. But the whole like 72 genders minus 70 equals 2, right? So I hope this catches on, man. What time zone are you in? Where are you at?
Me?
Yeah.
He's same as me.
I'm in the
Illinois.
Midwest.
Illinois Central. So that
Yeah.
shit looks. I'm hungry now. I'll tell you what, man.
Homemade pizza. You can't go wrong with it.
I had to fire up a pizza. I love you guys, man. This is the best show fucking ever, man. Because you know what? I'm sober fairly, and we got new smart people here. I'm not the smart. I will never be a smart person on this show. So I appreciate you guys just dragging me along. But yeah, that's great, man.
I pulled up the picture of Levine again, and
oh my God! Don't do it!
Is the fucking director of nuclear fucking power?
Yeah.
If you look
man.
how her fucking feet are, look at that.
These bitches.
Let her go. On how her feet are.
Are you doing it?
You know what? And I think they're both fired down. They're already gone.
Get it boiling.
They're gone. They're already gone.
Yeah, that goes back to what Rocky's saying is fucking mental illness in these positions of power.
Like, it's got to stop. I mean, I won't mind having someone that has fucking temper, but they can actually calm down a bit and fucking think stoically and say, okay, this is what's important, not this, and take the emotion out of it. When you got mentally fucking ill motherfuckers running shit, everything goes fucking retard. They went full retard again. Never go
full retard.
Tater, man, you've been very quiet tonight. Whether you're taking care of your kids or reading a book or whatever, tell us, man, what's going on? Give us the real deal. Tater.
What?
Where you at? Give us some fucking. Come on, man.
Who,
Dig
me?
in there. Dig in there. Give us a deep story, man. Come on.
What do you want?
I want you to summarize the whole fucking day, man. Come on.
Talking about the Navy. What do you want me to summarize? The entire world like Rocky does?
Yeah.
I'll tell you how to summarize this. This motherfucker needs to burn to the ground right behind me. And that's what the cabinet members are getting ready to do. And that's where everybody's scared because Does anybody remember watching the movie The Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah.
Where, it was all, and then at the end of it, when they're talking, it's like maybe the world needs to burn, and we're just too scared to let it fucking happen. That's what a lot of these politicians are, man. They're afraid to lose all the money they're making, all these positions, all through the military too. This isn't just,
You know what it reminds me of? Remember in The Dark Knight that Chinese guy that went to Hong Kong and Batman had to go extradite him?
Yeah.
That's what the politicians remind me of. They remind me of that clown that the Joker ended up getting. It's like the Joker's coming after these guys now, and he's not really the Joker. He's more like the unjokey Joker. He's the
Yeah.
But you roll tape because you're halfway done, man.
Well, and here I want to pull this one really quick because we know that Tulsi Gabbard's in, right?
Take your time, dude, bro. Take your time. I want to hear you.
She's a swap, right? She moved over where we were talking earlier that Trump wants to work with both sides of the fence, RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, because they see the corruption. And during her confirmation, this is what you see here now, and this is where they're getting scared because you have Kash Patel, you have Christy Nolan, Pete Hegg said, "Look, this article right here." She's already talking about the deep state corruption. All of us are on board about
get you.
Exposing those 51 intel officials, right? So it's all through. The rot is everywhere in our country, and it's in the political system.
Fuck yeah.
And you know what I said? And does everybody know what the true meaning of apocalypse actually stands for?
No.
Really?
Tell me, man.
It's
Go ahead, Rocky. What do you got?
it's the unveiling or the revealing. So what it is like we have a veil over our eyes, right? And now the veil's being lifted away and we're starting to see things as they really are. Kind of like in the Matrix where Neo didn't see anything and then towards the end of the movie he started seeing the everything, like the ones and zeros and everything. That's basically what's happening right now. They're unveiling.
Okay.
Crap.
That's an opinion. Let's get back to the host for this question. What do you think, brother?
Oh, it's the same thing. Like it's being unveiled across the board. What
The
are we
board is
talking
being
about?
what? What is the board? Come on.
Well, the point is that we know that we've been hornswoggled for how many years? We knew that the media has been lying to us, independent creators like us, ourselves, out here talking about these things as opinions, but also putting out news articles that most people wouldn't see or from sites that have been credited. Jim Hoff from the Gateway Pundit himself has been under political persecution by the DOJ for putting these stories out. They're actually going after defamation. Trump just won a defamation case against, I'd have to look at it again, but I know he won $25 million for a defamation case. Look at the Navy guy that got fucking slammed, another defamation case from CNN. CNN's been defamating people for years. MSNBC should be getting defamation cases for calling Trump a Nazi. Like all of us talking about this right now, we're all Nazis. We're all Nazis and racists.
We are.
We are.
That's the fucking farthest thing from the fucking truth there is. We just freedom and liberty. Freedom, liberty, and the right to pursue happiness, right? By not fucking other people over in the process and not ruining their lives. I don't see why they just can't fucking get that.
And the bad thing about people thinking we're Nazis, white supremacists, right? It's some of the people we fucking served with on the Fife that think that. I ain't gonna say names, but if they ever comment, I'll fucking rat their ass out to the whole fucking world. Rocky, you probably know who I'm talking about.
Look,
it's a messed up situation, and it breaks my heart because I just want peace with everybody. I've said this I don't know how many fucking times now.
But there's people out there, especially that's been voting Democrat for years, right, or been brainwashed by the fucking far left. They're the ones that you put something up, right? An actual article that says this, right, that has the fucking truth in it. They dismiss it as misinformation every fucking time. But yet they're allowed to put that same misinformation up bullshit from the far left that's way not even true. And people
Well, I
think,
mean,
think that shit's the
the
heart.
same thing has happened all throughout history. If you think about it, like anytime someone puts the truth out, what happens to those people that told the truth in the ancient days? They got
Cut your
fucked
tongue
killed.
out.
Go
Joe,
ahead, call us fucking
Joe's
Nazis.
got
Doesn't matter. Doesn't they're just
Yeah.
they're just
Go ahead, call us
or
Nazis, white
forgotten.
supremacists.
Yeah,
The people that fucking know us, oh,
absolutely.
that's the farthest from the truth. I don't
Think
give a
they're-
fuck. If you do, call me a Nazi, fuck you.
They're just props.
So, I mean, what you're seeing right now is you're seeing the unveiling, but this unveiling probably really started around 2020 with the whole COVID thing. I mean, I had seen this stuff for years before that. And now it's getting to the point. What they're doing now is they're throwing so much information at everybody that no one knows how to process it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the thing switched. That's cool. But
I was gonna show Joe how to raise his hand when he wants to talk, like the rest of us. You go to
okay.
reactions and go, raise hand right here. Can I talk now? No, I'm just messing.
That's funny. I like that. That's
Um,
pretty funny.
And the unveiling goes back to
Gilly, you're right though. I mean, there's far left, but there's also far right extremists too.
Yeah.
Like when you go like polar opposites,
They're no better.
yeah, I mean they're exactly the same, and everybody's kind of stuck in the middle because you go religious zealots and everything else on the right hand side. The staunch 100 hardcore conservatives. That's what we talked about the other night. A lot of us are conservative liberals because we don't care what you do in your bedroom. Leave us the fuck alone. Even though it's against the Bible, just leave us alone. That's that middle ground.
We don't
And
have
leave
to
the
accept
kids
that
alone.
lifestyle. We don't have to because it should be none of our business. And it even like in the military, when I said, I don't care if you want to fuck a giraffe, do your
Nope.
fucking job. You know what I mean?
I'm
Wait,
not gonna
wait,
fuck-
that was an option?
That's
That was an option?
It could have been.
Good up
You're in your
bestiality.
Damn it.
We
What,
missed
what I'm
out on it.
saying is, what I'm saying is like, stop making everything personal in your life. Stop bringing it into the work thing. Because when you do that, look what happens. The fucking fires in LA, right? That's fucking disaster. Now there's fires in North Carolina. For reals?
Yep. Hold on, I'll bring that one up really quick.
Yeah. Is that being taken care of right now? Are they even doing anything?
I think they're working on it right now.
Uh-huh.
I'd have to get updates on it. I mean, I don't have anything new coming in, but
You have to put air quotes up when you say that.
it's like, this is the area that was hit by Hurricane Helena and wasn't getting any assistance. And now they've got a wildfire going on, like where they have their services down, like legitimately down, not from incompetency.
That shit doesn't sound right, man. So I will look that up later on after the show.
What's that? The hurricane?
I live in Southern California, so I'm an expert on fucking fires. But North Carolina, it just seems weird. That a lightning strike, I would believe. Out here in California, it's crackheads that start those fires. So
wasn't Laguna Seca a lightning
arsonists.
strike years ago? I remember being out in Ramona and Laguna Seca area. What was that? Lake Cuyamaca
Cuyamaca,
area got hit by a lightning strike. Yeah.
Well, a lightning strike or a crackhead strike. I mean, we don't know. We
Yeah.
don't know. I mean,
No, you're right. I mean, who knows who starts a fire? It was the response that was the key thing.
there's a lot of crack and sketchy shit out here, and there's not a lot of time spent on figuring out how this thing started. They just want to put it out and report on how much it's contained and stuff like that. But over there in the Carolinas, it's like, what in the living fuck would cause that atmosphere? You guys get some rain and stuff like that. So why would stuff be burning? I don't know.
I don't know.
I was just out in California.
Going through fire class. I was going through fire class, and one of the instructors, he's a Boston firefighter. They were getting wildfires out in Boston. They didn't even know how to deal with it.
No,
Never had to.
There's nothing in the wildfires to the fucking Irishman.
Yeah.
And the Irishman gets his ass lit up by fucking the popo. Then their diapers light on fire because they're shitting themselves. Then they're fucking this is wild.
And,
So-
and fires are getting like more.
Come on, man.
I mean, they've always been there, but they're on the rise. Like fires are on the rise, man. Like
So are you?
So obviously,
wait,
though,
stop. Are you? So you're? Where are we going here? You're a fucking climate change guy, right?
yeah, we better back off of climate change.
Climate change.
hold on.
Ah,
Let me say something on that real quick.
I'm gonna fuck with all you guys. Go on, dude.
So
Climate
obviously
change.
the government at a state level, not federal, but state level has failed. Because here's the thing, I live in Iowa, right? We're dry as fuck right now. We have no snow on the ground. We have nothing but brown shit on the ground. We have no wildfires. Okay. So Iowa is known for prairie, right? And corn and everything else. Corn, I don't know if you know, burns really good. That's why we put it in fucking fuel for cars. I don't know. Know that like Cedar Rapids is #1 capital for ethanol, which is made by corn. So here's the thing. California and all these states that are having actual wildfires, they're failed by their local government. Local governments, which historically
That's
and
absolutely true.
Historically and miraculously follow the Democrat point of view, right? California, there's no secret to that.
I will
They're
never
Democrats.
defend these California dirtbags. I just
So
happen
my wife is from Orange
because I was
County.
in the Navy, you know.
My wife is from Orange County.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would. Thank you.
It's horrible.
She wouldn't defend them either. She fucking hates California politics because they don't take care of their people. You know, they're Democrats. Obviously, what they're doing is nope, that one has beard. So, thank you. Hang on, sorry.
Are you just gonna eat with your hands?
Yeah, it's fine. Thank you.
Boning everybody possible.
So you know, she's from Southern California. She grew up down there. She lived there. She would never move back because of the politics. Her parents, her dad and bonus mom lived there still, and we were just there. And that was one of the things I told Gilly because I didn't jump on this podcast right away because we were doing a trip that was over 2 weeks long. Drove from here to Texas and then Texas to Southern California, Southern California to Utah, Utah to South Dakota, and then back to Iowa. So we were out there in Southern California, and it's dry as fuck. You know, they don't have any of the reservoirs filled. It's all fucking ready to go. I mean, it was crazy to me that California would even say that they didn't know how these got out of hand. Like, the people deserve the truth.
What do you mean, people? I'm just playing.
And the people in Southern California are not getting the truth from their local government. And I think that the president, in his press conference with the mayor out there, he kind of called her out, but I think he should have been way more critical of her.
Because today he said, I've sent the U.S. Army out there and they've turned the water on. I mean, literally today. You guys check it out. He said,
I saw that. But what I'm saying is
it's pretty insane. But I mean, that's what
a week ago he should have been more critical of her in front of the public. Because here's the thing, I trust everything he's doing and I believe everything he's doing and I know he's doing it for the right reasons. But I think that she needed to be put in her place way harder, way faster.
I haven't read about it. I haven't read about it. Apparently, he hammered her from right across the table at the meeting they had. I don't know the details, but he said, you know, I don't know his exact comments, but he hammered her from like 6 feet away and buried.
No, I watched it. I just think it should have been.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I think it should have been way more brutal.
Really?
Because the thing is here's the thing. How many people died in those fires?
I don't know.
26, 27?
Right. In the 20s, right? Double digits.
And $1.5 billion worth of damage to those rich bitches. But regardless of the rich bitches, it still wiped out several towns. So
I don't even care about the money.
yeah,
The lives.
right. Yeah.
It's the lives.
Yeah.
And he should have hammered her way fucking harder.
Right.
Honestly,
yes,
she
sir.
should be recalled. She should be recalled. She should be removed from office.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: you have over 20 plus deaths
due
to fires.
I'm here, and I'm telling you, I am ashamed. I did not. I would never in a million years vote for them, but I'm still living here under the tax stuff, and I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed.
Yeah, and you have the most influence, Joe, because you're actually there. Like, living it. Like none of us are living there.
The
like,
weather's good.
Like
the weather's good. I do my thing. I pay my taxes and worry about earthquakes and so on and so forth. But I do it. I walk my dogs. I enjoy the good weather. But the whole Gavin Newsom thing, I'll tell you what, it's slowly getting to me. I never really worried about all the politics, but that guy is just slowly getting to me. And
question.
Creeping in the bones.
I have to talk. My whole life structure hasn't changed. So, I was talking to my wife about we're going to stay married, and where we're going to do this, and where the kids are going to live. Because I have a bunch of condos that the kids live in. My stepkids live in my condos, and the differences between what they pay and what they should pay, I pay. So, and we carry on with this but it's frustrating, man. It's really frustrating. Well, and now we're worried about the State Farm and so on and so forth are still denying fire coverage in certain areas, which is like a half a mile from me. It's like right by the dog park.
Real quick,
it's
not to interrupt. Have you heard anything about the secession proposal?
I want a fucking secession of my own fucking country.
Here you go.
Give me some
Sacramento, California.
I'll tell you what, brother. Though, if California secedes, I will never fucking be here. Never be here. Where would I go? Here's in Massachusetts.
The thing. You can come to Iowa.
I grew up in Western Mass.
We're one of the best states out there.
What? What?
Not better than Missouri.
I said you're more than welcome to come to Iowa because we're one of the best states out there.
Iowa, you motherfuckers.
Not better than Missouri.
Here's the thing, though.
I never thought about it. I never thought of it.
For immediate
I thought about Idaho.
Not Idaho.
I thought about Idaho. I know fucking nothing but dirt bags.
Idaho,
dirt bags in Washington State and Oregon State dirt bags.
Portland, Oregon, those are all full of Californians.
Dirt bags.
Utah too.
They're just dirt bag countries. California.
Here's the deal. For immediate release, this is on sos.ca.gov. Okay, California.gov. For immediate release, Sacramento, California, released today. Secretary of State has announced the proponent of a new initiative that was cleared to begin collecting petition signatures on January 23rd. Talking about California seceding from the United States and becoming its own country. If they were to do that, one, there would never, ever be a Democratic president of the United States again. Because that's 54, that's 54 votes, electoral votes, that disappeared.
Yeah, we already know that.
The Senate, same. Yeah. And the thing is as far as California goes, if they want to secede, they're more than welcome to, because then they have one of the biggest, which is crazy. They have one of the biggest incomes, right, for the state.
Yeah.
They have one of the largest in the world deficits. They're spending more money.
But that's Gavin Newsom. So trying to manage that.
And I think it's amazing that California is even talking about seceding from the United States without even thinking like, hey, why are we having such a problem?
Gavin,
why would we not?
look,
Why would we not do what
hey.
everybody else is doing?
Gavin
Right?
might talk about that because he's trying to like get out of these tax things. You know? So the
What?
Little Caesar's Pizza. Gavin's trying to get out of this stuff to disperse him from this reality of
Is that why you showed up to hug Trump?
I don't like Gavin Newsom at all. I would love to shoot this guy in the head. Honestly, I mean, wait. Shouldn't have said that.
Allegedly,
For entertainment purposes only.
You fuckers, I regret saying that statement.
For
you all
this
know.
show is for entertainment purposes
Y'all
only.
know. Hey. Y'all know I didn't want to shoot Gavin Newsom in the head. Okay, that was an accidental passionate statement.
Just let
But
California
as
secede.
far as the whole,
Just let them
as far as
come
the
to our
whole,
country and let them fail.
laying the whole California thing out to me, I will say
California
this.
seceding would be the best thing for California because here's the thing. They're going to secede. Everybody that doesn't follow their ideology.
Come on, hey, stop.
Newsom goes
Stop.
and
Stop.
everybody else.
Stop.
They would
Is it
leave.
Gonna happen? It's gonna happen.
Huh?
No.
What?
Stop.
You never know. Let it happen.
No, I love you, brother. I love you, brother. like I'm not gonna tongue
Just
fuck
take
you, but
just
I'm
take
just
a deep
telling
breath
you
and
this.
swallow. It's fine. Take a deep
I
breath
will
and
hug
swallow.
you. I will hug you.
Nice.
I don't know what's going on with your wife and my wife, but I'm telling you this, man. That shit's not gonna happen. Okay,
I
so
gotta
eat
look
your
at the
pizza.
internet.
Listen. Hey, don't fuck with me. I like where you're going there, but we're talking of like Arnold Schwarzenegger movie shit and go to the chopper stuff. I totally hear where you're going. I agree with you where you're going.
Are you
grab
sure?
a good bite. Grab a good bite but this shit is not gonna. I just can't see this happening. I'm Elon Musk. Let's go occupy Mars guy, man. And I want to
You
fucking
are,
like,
but your state isn't.
huh?
You are, but your state isn't.
My state, my.
Yeah, I'm not personally attacking you. I'm attacking.
I only have two balls, not three. We talked about this earlier. I have two gonads. You have like seven, and I'm just saying that's where we're at, man.
I like the lips.
What? What the fuck? What?
Not your lips. The lips that were going up on the screen.
Oh, this is
Walter
funny.
was putting them up.
Joey's
fine.
about ready to say, "You got a purty mouth, boy."
I'm not Boswell, dude. Come on.
Bitch.
Well,
The
you're
Iowa-
baby Boswell. You're baby Boswell. So
No, I just think it's crazy that like even California's even thinking about it. You know what I mean? And it's like, go ahead and let it happen because people like you will leave California and then they'll be left on their own. And then that's great because
fat boy, here's the thing. I grew up in Massachusetts.
Look what?
Okay. Did my whole career in Massachusetts. If you're gonna talk about my lips, then you can stick your own fucking cock up your ass. Okay? That's my input.
Where did we go? Where did this go?
It's on you. It's on you, fag boy. Fuck you.
all right. On that note, we're gonna end it, Rocky. You know
Look at your bold ass head. You're fucking hey, that's why you wear a hat, you fucking bald ass fucker.
Hey, I got hair. I just choose to shave
Oh my
it off.
god, let's expose all this shit. Cocksuckers, bald motherfuckers, and fucking reaching out with their tongues for the fucking schlong. All right, that's great. So y'all get back to me.
There might be a tongue in here. Hold
Y'all
on.
get back to me. Yeah, there you go. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off.
All right, Rocky.
All right.
Hey, fuck you.
Please like and subscribe.
Fuck you. Hey, fuck you too, man.
Okay. Yeah, like and subscribe and
Fuck out. Yeah, like and subscribe. Fuck you, fucking assholes. You're assholes. Fuck you.
You done?
Nothing. We're fine.
Are we good?
Cocksucker.
Yeah, we'll close it out.
Oh shit.
Where did that? Where? What?
gosh, this is great. This is like bloopers galore.
I'm gonna eat my pizza.
I still got to cook dinner.
All right, Rocky, take us.
Yeah,
us out.
take it out, Rocky.
All right, sailors. That was another episode of the Fifers that went off the rails. We'll call it the midweek safety brief. In other words, don't do anything stupid. Hopefully see you guys on Sunday. From the Fifers over and out, like and subscribe. Peace out.